Hey, my legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review the 1979 classic movie Tourist Trap. Now, this is for Stephapol Opal, and maybe we might do a collab movie review. I'm not quite sure, but I mean, she is an incredible person. She makes movies, not movies, but videos on her channel of like demos she does, and they're incredible. She's been very kind. I met her when I did the Rest in Peace Killjoy video, and she commented. That's how I found out about her and her amazing channel. And she was actually in one of the videos along with Phil Anselmo from Pantera, who was in the band Necrophagia at the time. And she didn't live stream. She said that one of her favorite, the scariest movie she ever seen was Tourist Trap. I said, "What if we do a collab review on that?" I'm assuming we're going, and I think she's amazing. I love her very much, and she's incredible, and I think she'll really like this review. Um, my history with Tourist Trap is the movie I always heard of, and when I was in school, because I was born in 1968 and it came out in '79, and I know a few of the kids in school said it was really probably the scariest movie they ever seen, and I could never find it at the video rental store or anything like that. I mean, the name Tourist Trap stuck with me, and I know of course when Cisco and Ebert were doing the sneak previews, I think Roger put that one of the Dogs of the Week's worth. But they did it for most horror films, and there was like the late night horror movie host, Big Chuck and Little John, on Channel 43. I guess Friday nights, and then Saturday morning they have super host. But it was tough getting it on. I mean, we have that channel now, but it's just a regular TV channel now. It doesn't have any of the cool horror movie stuff. I mean, that was back in the '80s where things were a lot cooler. And they said they were going to have Tourist Trap, but I wasn't able to get it, or we weren't able to get the reception because sometimes the reception on some of those movies weren't very good. On some of those channels, we just had rabbit ears. I mean, we couldn't get it with the main rabbit ears we had downstairs. I mean, it was just a little set with a rabbit up top in my parents' room, and then we had that. We can get the Canadian stations too, you know. And with this movie, you know, I couldn't find it anywhere in the video rental stores or anything like that. And when I went in the Army, I remember being in Fort Bragg, and they had this one place had a very somewhat extensive video rental thing, and they had like usually I would flock to the horror movie site. They didn't have Tourist Trap there, but they had something. They had like different. I can't remember, but they had like the Wizard Video. And I found out that this was a Tourist Trap of the Charles Band movie. And I didn't know, well, I mean, I knew about him having Empire Pictures and Full Moon Pictures. But I didn't know he actually owned Wizard Video, and also he owned Media Home Entertainment, which were big in the 80s. Well, anyways, in Fort Bragg, I saw a DVD for Wizard Video called Best of Sex and Violence. I know Fangoria was talking about it, and he said it focused more on dirty movies than the violent ones. And apparently that was produced by Charles Band, and it had like John Carradine hosted it. I remember reading reviews for it. I mean, and then they had like David Carradine and Keith Carradine hung around a little bit. It was like a little set, and he would talk about these movies, and they show the trailer. And along with that, they had Bury Me an Angel, they had Zombie, I Spit on Your Grave, that Tunnel Vision. And then a lot of the ones like Emmanuel Around the World and Truck Stop Women, which I reviewed on the channel a while back. And they had Tourist Trap on there. It was the first time I'd seen anything for Tourist Trap. Where I was really happy. I was like, I want to see the movie, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Well, after I got out of the Army, I still couldn't find it anywhere. And then when DVDs came out, you know, it was cool because the movies you couldn't find in the video rental stores, a lot of times you find on DVD because it's like bringing back old and new stuff, especially if you're a fan of like Fulci or Argento. And they're like Anchor Bay, and then Shriek Show and Media Blaster to bring those videos back, which was cool. And I finally saw that bought the DVD for that at Best Buy back when it was still open, and $9.99 and under bin, or $8.99 under, and they had a lot of the Full Moon movies. And Full Moon had like a couple of, they had something called Cult Movies, and Tourist Trap was on the Cult Movies one. I finally saw it, and they had like it's kind of ironic between, there's like kind of a connection between this movie and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because I remember hearing this in the audio commentary. And then I think on ISC they played audio commentary for Texas Chainsaw a long time ago. And one thing I remember is Toby Hooper said that he thought that Texas Chainsaw would get a PG-13. And he was shocked when it got an R rating. He didn't think of what he was expecting, a PG rating for that. But he made a movie that was that intense that it did get an R rating movie. Now this one, the director thought for sure he was going to get an R-rated movie, and he was shocked when he got a PG. And he said it destroyed the movie and didn't do very well at the box office or anything like that. I think with this one, he should have maybe just add a little more R-rated elements and stuff like that. Because, I mean, there's a scene where they go skinny dipping, but there's no nudity. But he said he was too shy to ask the actresses to undress. I mean, before I knew, and Tanya Roberts, who before she got famous, was in this movie. And I mean, by today's standards, Tourist Trap probably get PG-13, and it stars Chuck Connors, who I was a big fan of. I mean, you know, he was in so many great movies, and it revolves around these kids. Oh, I was surprised that Compass International, along with Charles Band, Compass International helped distribute the film, and Compass International was responsible for distributing films like John Carpenter's Halloween and also the Linda Blair movie Hell Night that came out in 1980. And basically it revolves around a bunch of kids. And the first kid, they said his tires screwed up, so he went to this one gas station. And he went in there, and this was probably my favorite scene in the movie. It's a very bizarre scene. You know, he goes in and it's deserted. And he goes in this one room, and he hears like this moaning or something like that, and it's this one mannequin. Like, oh, and his mouth open, and the mouth open, and it goes, oh, like that, or laughing. There's laughing in it. And there's mannequins all over. This one bald one comes out of the car and goes, hey, laughing. And then there's all this supernatural stuff like windows opening, closing, chairs moving, wind blowing. And he gets stuck in the door shuts and locks behind him. And he tries to get this crowbar to break open the door, and he gets his arm, and something grabs his arm, and he couldn't get loose. And it was cool because all the carnage, and all of a sudden you see this pipe float up, and then it hits him in the side, and all of a sudden, no sound at all, and you see him like that, and you hear like the dripping of blood from the pipe on the floor. That was really well done how they did the audio in that. I like that. That's probably my favorite scene in the movie. And then you see the other kids, and they're like, what happened to the other guy? And he said, well, he went off to get tired, and the other guys picked up that girl because they were stranded. And they decided to go to this one place, and said, oh, that place sounds like an old tourist trap. It's like this one museum or something like that. And it was owned by Chuck Connors. And the girls were back there, and they find this one pool or something, this one little lake pond, and they decided to go skinny dip, but there's no nudity. Like I said, Tanya Roberts is in the movie, but right before she began to get famous, and Chuck Connors comes down and said, "You better go, girls." He seemed like a friendly enough guy. He says, "You girls better make sure to be out here by nighttime." I said, "Why?" He says, "There's water moccasins. This thing's full of water moccasins. If you see something squirming around your legs, it's probably a snake. You're gonna get bit." And the girls freak out and they leave. And then he was trying to help the guys out, and he said, "Well, why don't you come on in the museum and stuff? Yeah, I'll try to help you out with your car troubles and stuff like that." And because he said that one guy came over with the car and he went to go somewhere. And he shows the museum and stuff like that, and he says, "Beware this other this house over there." He said, "Don't go snooping and stuff like that. My brother Davey lives there." And of course they go snooping. You see Davy, and Davy's in this big mask. I don't want to give away a whole lot more, but he talks a little bit different. He goes, and he's the one with supernatural powers. He said, "Pretty good trick, huh?" And he goes, "My brother won't want me to use my powers, but I control it. I can, but I shouldn't have to hide it. But sometimes it scares me, though." And they're like, "Bang, bang, you're dead. Bang, bang, you're dead." Oh. He talks like that. And it's really a great movie. It's really different. I mean, like I said, I don't want to give away a whole lot. But, I mean, I want to tell you, when I do movie reviews, I don't believe in spoilers. I believe in, like, telling, like, the main plot of the movie and just leave it there. Because someone said they don't like movies because there's too many spoilers. I try not to have any spoilers. The only movie I ever did a spoiler for was the old Bela Lugosi movie, Black Dragon. Probably no one saw the video or the movie anyways, because that's the only way I could describe the movie is tell the ending. Because you have to see it twice to understand it. Because it's one of those weird spy things and double, triple agents. And like they had a British intelligence one with Boris Karloff. And boy, that was tricky to follow. Well, anyways, I really enjoyed the movie. I give it a 10 out of 10. I thought it was fantastic. After all these years, I was finally glad I got to see it, Hearing about it in school from a couple people, I think Troy was telling me about it and some other people. And the title, Tourist Trap, a great title. They did some other Tourist Trap in 1998. I've never seen it. But I did see the 1979 movie. So this video is for Stephapol Opal. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know if we're going to do a collab. She'll review the movie too, but if she does, that'd be awesome. So I hope you like this movie. And much love to you, Stephapol Opal. You're a fantastic, Stephanie. Awesome, awesome person. I love the comment you left for that Littlest Reich. And you love my mention of grindcore music because she knows a lot about the metal industry too, like I do. And she's in it. And she's met like Ozzy and all these other great people. It's fantastic. It's really cool. So I hope you like this movie review. So until next time, bye, please. Take care, Millie.